Hey, what's up guys? It's Jake aka Tag, and today we're back again with one of the easiest decks in the new meta. This deck is unstoppable if your opponent has archers to deal with your graveyard. They are just gonna die to arrows. Yes, that's right, archers now die to arrows fully, so that makes Graveyard Giant incredibly overpowered because you don't have to use poison anymore. In Double Elixir, you can just drop your giant at the river, followed up by a graveyard, and arrow their archers, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. So let's go jump straight into some live ladder matches and show you guys just how easy this deck is. Today's video will be sponsored by Frag Pro Shooter, the very best shooter game of 2019, specifically designed for mobile devices. Quite often when you're playing shooters on mobile devices, you're going to lose a lot of mechanics, but Frag has everything that a PC game typically offers. Frag has FPS and TPS options, auto shoot, and all the controls are adjustable to your own playstyle. That's my personal favorite thing about Frag, is that I'm able to adjust my macros and all my key bindings to exactly what we want. Frag is a mobile game done right. It feels like a PC game on mobile. And it's no secret that Frag has over 300 million battles in just 6 months of gameplay. Once you've downloaded Frag for free, you can choose from over 65 unique characters, all inspired by pop culture. And each character has its own different skill set. The graphics are awesome, the gameplay is unique, and once you've built your own team of 5 different characters, you will jump into very short but epic player versus player battles. The new map is finally out, and you'll get a chance to fight your opponents in a brand new battlefield, but be careful not to fall in the lava pit. Also, there's a lot of cool stuff for you guys planned as you level up. For example, at level 3, there's going to be the Frag Tower Challenge, where there's a ton of cool stuff at the top, but be careful, your skills will be challenged. The community is so important in Frag, and it has a central place in the game. You can find a dedicated social network where you can share your videos, your chest openings, your decks, and of course, chat with people all around the world. The best part about the game is yet to come, because there are constant updates, there are new maps, and there are new battles on their way. So if you haven't already, make sure to download Frag Pro Shooter for free and get a ton of free rewards. Join me in the arena and make sure to click my special link that's down below in the description of the video and in the pinned comment to download today. In fact, you guys will get $6 worth of free rewards. You're gonna get 1 free golden chest, you'll get 500 coins and 50 diamonds. And after you guys download Frag, make sure to join my club, Taglot, to play some games with me. Alright, so we got our very first game of the day. We're gonna sauce out a good luck, and we're gonna see what's up. Let's go in for a giant snowball, open up the game, and he's gonna sauce out a good luck and a knight. So when we see knight, I really don't want to go and cycle my giant. Reason being is if he goes for an Expo opposite lane, we could be in a very bad spot. So he's got knight, he's got a P.E.K.K.A, and this is making me think that it might be a P.E.K.K.A graveyard deck. Otherwise, I don't really see the reason of running a knight with P.E.K.K.A. So it's probably going to be P.E.K.K.A plus graveyard, since he's going to have 2 tanks for his graveyard. And he's got an executioner, so this is going to be interesting, guys. The way that I want to navigate this game is I want to go for a Night Witch, and then I want to wait for this P.E.K.K.A to be able to kill my bowler, go in for the giant to pull, and then probably get away with an arrow snowball on top of the executioner. So I'm just going to go for a snowball here and go in for Scar Me on defense. I think that's going to be fine. I don't really need to do anything else. Maybe I can go for bats just so the executioner does not hit our tower. And then his giant is going to, well, our giant's going to get a ton of damage on the left-hand side. So at this point in the game, we've already realized, hey, P.E.K.K.A graveyard right out of the gate after we saw the knight with the P.E.K.K.A. It's definitely going to be a more difficult matchup since he does have P.E.K.K.A for us, but man, I think we'll still be able to win it, even if he has Executioner for our Night Witch as well. I think that the Executioner is very manageable in this meta if you guys have Bowler like we do, because we're able to push it back and not really endure too many consequences of running into an Executioner with a tank deck anymore, just because the card was just severely overpowered and then it got a nerf, reverted back to normal. I think that it's actually in a pretty good place. So this guy's actually got poison for our graveyard, he's got Executioner for our Night Witch, and then he also is going to have the P.E.K.K.A for our giant, but it's still going to be an easy win, guys. Don't even worry. This type of meta, with this deck, even the counter decks are just super simple. The main reason is he's just going to keep spamming. We can go kite to the opposite lane with our giant, not really play our giant on offense unless we're doing that, right? So that's one of the biggest things. If I went for a Night Witch push, and I decided, hey, I'm going to go for Night Witch, and I'm going to go for a giant right into P.E.K.K.A Executioner, I 100% lose, but I'm not going to play like that, guys. I'm going to go and kite to the opposite lane with my giant. Then I'm going to go in for graveyards with it. And I'm never going to go in for a Night Witch plus giant push cohesively because the counter push is just going to be too big. I can go for a graveyard on the left-hand side. I can probably get away with either a Scar Me or I'm going to go for a bowler here, actually. So then I make sure that the executioner doesn't hit anything. And because he's decided to spam so much on the right-hand side, he has nothing for the left, so we're going to take that tower. And I'm pretty confident we can just go for a giant graveyard on the right after he takes our right-hand side with poison. We won't have any answer to this at all. So giant graveyard on the right is going to be super solid. We go in for the giant and play really aggressive here because we know, hey, he's dropped his P.E.K.K.A, so he's not going to have that in store for us. We can go for our graveyard now. We know poison's going to have to come down there. and then he's going to not be able to defend the Skarmy at all. This P.E.K.K.A is just going to die. He's dropped his log, he dropped everything that he has, and the P.E.K.K.A is going to get devoured. So that means that I can just go in for a bowler again, go in for a giant at the river. He's going to be back to his... You know what? Yeah, I can just go for a giant at the river right now, or in the middle, because you went in for the P.E.K.K.A. I was going to say, like, there's no way that he could stop a giant graveyard, not really relying on the giant to get there, just relying on it to tank for the graveyard, and that's going to be more than enough. That's going to be GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. Without a doubt, the skeletons plus snowball, and then arrows will do the deed, man. So, actually, I need one more snowball. I was wrong. I did a little bit of a failure there, but it doesn't matter. He's going to have to poison here, and then we can just go for a Night Witch right after, and that's going to give us enough time to go for a snowball. So, GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. You had the fattest counter in the book, and we still did not even come close to losing that. Our tower was very much in attack to the left-hand side. Also, because it is Thanksgiving, I haven't pushed up ladder in quite a bit, so it's kind of crazy that I'm playing against these decks that I would never play against, and hopefully I can show you guys how to beat some of these crazy counters that you would face. Because I know if I pushed up any trophies, there's no chance in heck of me playing against a P.E.K.K.A, Executioner, Poison deck. I mean, there's literally no chance. So we got a game against Alpha 1. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's happening. He's going to have a Mega Minion, and he's going to have a Night Witch. So this is probably going to be Golem, guys. When we see Golem, really want to go opposite lane in most situations. Unfortunately, I have to go head first right into it just because he's playing really aggressive and offensive at this point. So I want to go in for my Night Witch off to the side. I want to wait for his Night Witch to pop, and then I want to go for my arrows to just annihilate everything. And also go for a juicy Skarmy here to make sure that that mini P.E.K.K.A doesn't get anything important. If it falls and doesn't give him any value, then we're definitely thriving here. So Boy will bounce everything back. He did just use a Zap, so I want to go in for a giant here, so then our bat plus giant push will be pretty nice. We have a bowler still alive. We have bats behind a giant. He doesn't have Zap. I can't imagine this going well for him at all. He might just lose his tower here. The bats are going to die. Okay, so he's got Tornado as well. He's got Tornado. He's going to have Zap. He's going to have a lot of spells, guys. So what has Alpha 1 got up his sleeve? He's got a lot of spells. He's got Golem. He's placed it at the river. This is going to be a dynamic game. Usually, I don't want to take this amount of damage early on, but since we're running Giant Graveyard, I really want to be applying opposite lane aggression when I'm given the chance. If I had a better card cycle, I would have went Giant Graveyard on the left-hand side as soon as he places down his Golem. I just didn't have it, so not going to be able to do it when I don't have it, guys. We have to play into him, take the less optimal trade, but realize that we would have a much better transaction if given a better card order. Anyway, now we're able to go in for a Skarmy here whenever we want, go and split it, and then go in for a giant. Reason I'm splitting it here is I want him to go in for a log or a zap there, so then he still has to log or zap the Skarmy, right? On both sides. So he's having to log and zap, dropping 4 of Elixir instead of just dropping a single zap on top of all of it, which is really nice for me. I can go in for a bowler here because we still don't see another spell from him. And then I want to go in for a Night Witch, and I want to go in for a Graveyard. Since we're going to have the bowler alive, the bats are going to go swarm his tower. Maybe we can bait out even more spells from him. He's going to go drop a Night Witch. So we want to go in for arrows again just to kill that mini P.E.K.K.A a little bit quicker so our Night Witch stays alive. And that means we're probably going to be able to take out the tower. So yeah, man, this guy's crazy. He's literally got 3 small spells, and that's really, really good against Graveyard with a whole bunch of bait. In any event, we're just going to plot that down, make sure that if he spams the river, probably be able to kill that. Giant's going to be tanking, so our Night Witch and bats and Skarmy will definitely be able to obliterate that golem before it crosses our territory. Want to go in for a snowball to knock back the golemites, and then if we go in for arrows, we can maybe kill it and make sure that there's no death damage on our tower. Yeah, so we're able to walk away with a fat W here. Even though this guy had a really nice card order against us, it was still a very easy win. Come on, game, give me an even easier win. Give me an easy card order, give me against like 2.9 or a log bait deck, and those games will be super, super clean. The really cool thing about this deck is even when I have a bad card order or a bad matchup, it never really feels that horrible. It feels like the game is still under my control and I'm gonna win it. And it's just so refreshing to see that after playing some giant minor Electro Dragon into some lightning decks, and you just can't win those ones at all. All right, guys, we got a game here, and he's gonna be saucing out a Furnace as a starting play. So we're gonna see what's up, we're gonna see what's good. It's probably gonna be a RG deck, or maybe it's crazy. You never know with ladder these days. Sometimes people just run the craziest decks ever. Okay, so we're seeing a miner. I unfortunately cannot activate the King Tower there. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. You got double buildings. So it looks like we're not going to be able to break through with anything. But guess what, guys? We got Graveyard, so we don't even need to break through with anything. We can just chill, go in for arrows, get that nice juicy damage on top of the Furnace. The Fire Spirits don't connect to the tower. And we're in an awesome... Whoa, buddy. Whoa. I was going to say we're in an awesome spot, but he's just going in for a lot of spam. So this would be miserable if I was just running a standard giant deck, but man, we're not. So he's actually going to be in a pretty bad spot. As soon as double elixir hits, I'm able to afford a graveyard with giant, going for arrows on top of any bait that he has. And the game's pretty much over. I think that this deck is just so easy when your opponent even has like a lot of counters to you, like Executioner or P.E.K.K.A. Doesn't even matter. We can just go in for our giant at the river, go in for our graveyard, and go in for our arrows or spell removal whenever we see fit. So he's going to go for rocket. He's probably going to have a mirror rocket deck. So that's at least what I'm expecting after seeing the double buildings and the rocket. It just seems all too familiar for me at this point. I want to go in for probably just a giant here, going for a graveyard. And since he dropped a rocket, he dropped his miner. I think he's in a pretty bad spot. I don't think he has anything for the graveyard at all. I think the game might just be over. If your opponent overextends like that and they don't have counters to you, the tower's just gone. It's GG, buddy. I don't really know what he's supposed to do at this point. Just like throw his hands up in the air and be like, oh dang, I really wish I had poison as a card. Yeah, he's gonna go hit my king tower, and he probably just gave up. I feel bad for him. I'm not even gonna lie. This is just a slaughter. So we're gonna be able to go in for a Night Witch in the back, go in for a giant, and 3-crown him up super quick. So a lot of times when you do have a good matchup, your opponent just rage quits because there's nothing they really can do in this matchup at all. So other decks that you guys will just demolish. Anyone that has a bait deck, because you have multiple small spells, right? They go in for a Goblin Gang. Oops, I arrowed it. It's gone. 2.9 Expo. Oops. Just going for your arrows on top of the archers and the game is over. I mean, there are so many great matchups for this deck. Any bait deck, any 2.9 deck. Anyone that runs a bait card as a fundamental way of defending against graveyard automatically loses to you. And as you just saw, they might just rage quit. And that's actually where I'm going to end today's video. I really appreciate you guys giving me a lot of love on Thanksgiving. It warmed my heart to see that all over media, on Instagram, on Twitter, in the YouTube comment section. You guys just made me smile. Especially to get all those messages waiting for my creator code when I hadn't gotten it yet. You guys made my day. I hope you guys enjoyed the extra video today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.